Moving on to the extra deck. It's not organized. I don't know why I didn't organize this deck. Oh, hey, what's up, you guys? How's it going? It's Papa, and today I wanted to go ahead and show you a little update to my Live Twin Spright deck that I have been playing for the current format, and I still really like this deck a lot. I think it's still probably my best version of Spright that I have to play, and I don't like the runic cards. I don't like the fur hire stuff. I really just think it should just be nice and simple, like your mom. But of course, I do still feel like this deck can compete with the current format, especially since I just did pretty well with it at locals. But I mean, the deck is very good. I do like the interactions that it still has with the current format. I mean, there's really not too much to say about it. You've seen me profile this deck what feels like 1,000 times on the channel now, but I still am going to go ahead and show you the list. I mean, we're expecting a ban list anytime this format, and when we do get a ban list, I'll probably go ahead and update the deck once more, but I haven't really been playing. I've just been kind of testing just different strategies for locals every week, mainly because there's no ban list, so I don't really know what's going to be good in the next month, and I'm trying to just get a feel for what I want to take to the regional at the end of the month. So I mean, I've just been testing this. I played multiple different decks this past couple weeks, so I'm just really trying to get my feet in the water and see what works out best. But I'm just going to stop babbling, and we're just going to go ahead and get straight into the deck profile. Starting off with the main deck, of course, we are on the classic 3 copies of Lilla. This is probably going to look a little bit different, but I played 3 copies of Kiss-a-Kill in the main deck, and then 1 copy of Frost. So the Frost, very understandable. I mean, it's still just like the second best one. I still don't like Treat. I just feel like the 1 Frost is fine. I opted to play triple copies of Kiss-a-Kill though in this list, mainly because Droll and Lockbird is very heavily played right now, and my locals is just basically crawling with Droll and Lockbird. So I wanted to go ahead and just like minimize the Drolls basically game 1, so I paired it with like the 2 copies of Sunny Snitch. I didn't play Secret Password because that is just the easiest Droll bait in the game, so I just decided to play 2 of this, and even then I cited out like 1 copy of this every now and then, because you can't really, like, even if you Ash a Kiss-a-Kill or a Lilla, then you can just special summon a Spright and keep going off from there. Also, what you can do too is, like, if they imperm you, vice versa, whatever it may be, you still have the Spright cards to rely on. So basically, you don't want this to get drolled, because this gets drolled, you get to summon your 2 guys, and then your Spright cards just do nothing for the turn. So I just felt like playing the extra names to basically get the other copy was just better, and turns out I was right. So I definitely like this ratio. It's 9 Live Twin monsters in the main deck, no more, no less. And of course, my favorite cards in the game. I know you're probably tired of seeing it, but I'm not. So we are playing 3 blue, 3 jet, 1 red, 1 carrot, double starter, 1 smasher, and 1 gamma burst. So these cards are still good. I mean, these cards have not gone anywhere, except for Spider. We lost 1 of them, but it's fine. I mean, even if this deck had 1 starter, I think you could still play it with just the 1 starter, 1 smasher, 1 gamma burst, and the deck would still be fine. But since we have 2 starter, we're just gonna act like we don't have to do that yet. So I just feel like this ratio is fine. I mean, the typical 8 Spright names is good with the 2 starters. So I mean, you definitely don't want to brick on these cards, because if you open up like just Spright names, your hand's kind of wonky, but it's still manageable. I mean, I just feel like there's nothing really you can add more to this other than adding the Live Twins, so that was basically it for that lineup. The hand traps, this is where it gets like a little wonky. I played very interesting ratios. 2 copies of Ash, mainly because it is the main hand trap that's once per turn. I'm not a big fan of Ash this format, mainly because it doesn't really do anything. Basically, trading a 1-for-1 in this format isn't actually the most ideal situation you want to be in, unless it's like your opponent's only card in hand, but that's basically it. So I just opted for 2. I didn't really miss a 3rd. I actually just didn't miss this card at all, because I think I only drew it once, but even then, I don't think I would play 3 more of it. I actually cited this card out a couple times. It's mainly there for like Branded and Labyrinth, but I just never played against those, so it is what it is. 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. I mean, this card should be banned. 3 copies of Effect Failure as well. 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. And then we were on 2 Book of Moons, 2 Talents, and a Called by the Grave. So I was expecting a lot of hand traps. I was expecting a lot of decks to be very heavy on hand traps, so I just opted to keep the same ratio, the double talents and the one called by. I didn't play Thrust, mainly because I have them lent out to a friend right now, but also because I didn't feel like Thrust was really necessary, because I decided to do much more with the side deck than just anything that really needed Thrust, to be honest. But these cards were fine. I actually drew Call by the Grave once, but it didn't matter because the game was over from there, and I just had too much advantage. I opted for 2 Book. I feel like this card is slowly getting worse. And I mean, the card's really good against Pirelli, don't get me wrong, and it's pretty good against Cash, but basically take that away from anything else in the format right now, and it's not really that great. But I opted for 2 Books, mainly because since you are drawing off of the Evil Twins during your opponent's turn, you don't really want to draw into a Book of Moon, you'd rather draw into like a hand trap. And I guess, yeah, you can make the same argument for the Impermanence and just play like the 3 Veiler or 2 Imperm if you want, but I mainly wanted to see hand traps. I wanted to make sure I had some kind of interruption during my opponent's turn, so I just felt like these were just the best ratios. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did side out Book of Moon a lot, basically for the non-Cash decks, non-Pirelli decks, which I didn't even play against Pirelli, I just played against Cash. But, I don't know, I just feel like this was just kind of thrown together, but it was fine. I don't think I would change anything. Again, you could argue like taking Ash out of the main deck, but I don't know. It was mainly just for locals, so if it tickles your fancy, cool. If not, well, watch a different video. And these were technically my like flex spots of the deck. I was at 37, so these are the last 3 to make it 40. I played 2 Prosperities with the 1 Hyperia. These are just flex spots. These could be literally 3 other cards in the deck if you want to. I wanted to have some extra form of consistency. I could have played an Ibly, but I didn't think I was going to go first all the time, so I just opted to play the Hyperia instead. And of course, this is like really bad to draw, so you're mainly just summoning this off of Gigantic anyway when you have like the full Life Zone combo. But I actually only summoned this once, I think, and it wasn't really that good. This card got sided out like every single game, so I don't think you need it. This could be literally anything else. And then Prosperity was actually going to be enemy controller because I wanted to test this deck as a going second variant, but I opted to just cancel it at the very end and just play 2 Prosperities. I just wanted it for in case I like lost a die roll and went second and just needed to see more power cards. But these could be literally anything that you want in the deck. It doesn't really matter too much. But that's going to round off the main deck. It's just 40 cards, no more, no less. I don't really think anything needs to be changed because it was just kind of thrown together at the last second. Okay, for the extra deck, I mean, it's nothing really too crazy to brag about. I'll just go over it. I mean, it's kind of repetitive from the last list that I played. We were on 2 copies of Gigantic Spright. I don't really think this should be explained. I mean, it's Gigantic Spright. Onibimaru, still my favorite rank 2. I never made it today. Sky Cavalry, I also never made, and the Zeus I never made. I feel like when you're playing the Lifetime variant, these could literally just be anything that you want. Honestly, I was debating on just cutting the Sky Cavalry and just playing the 4 names, but I don't know. I wanted this for like Mirror Jade or against like Rescue Ace, whatever it may be, but never really made any of these. I just made Gigantic because it's still like the best like rank 2 in the game, other than Toad, but just those. For the Evil Twins, I actually did a very minimum amount. I did the 2 Kiss-a-Kill, 2 Lilla, and the 1 Trouble Sunny. So basically, I guess I should show you this too. This is the honorary Evil Twin. I basically just opted to play the 2. I saw a lot of recommendations to play 2 of the Kiss-Kill, 1 Muckracker, and then just play 2, 2, 1 with the 1. But honestly, I never made this card, and I think when I did make this card, it was just to basically clear the board. This card is very good, don't get me wrong, for what it does, but I never used it for its actual effect, and I don't think I would really like want to play a third of this anymore. I mean, I know I have been playing 3 with the 2 in the last few lists, but I feel like just playing the Muckracker is better for those situations where it comes up, but it didn't come up for me this time, and I don't really know how good it actually is until it really does happen. But so far in testing it's been fine, but during locals I didn't use it once. So I mean, this could be anything else if you want to, but I mean, I think I'll just keep playing it in the meantime. And then the last links I play in the extra deck is a Masquerena, which I never made. Phoenix I made a lot actually. Unicorn, and then the last link was Abomination. So this could be Nightmare Griffin if you want to. I mean, I think basically what I wanted to do was use a Nightmare Griffin instead of the Abomination, but I just like panicked at the last second, and I just thought a lot of people were going to be testing something new. That's really it. I mean, I can't really say anything else, I could just take their link up into my own abomination, but I don't know. I never made this. Just ignore this. This could be an access code. This should actually probably just be access code talker, but I wouldn't know. I never did it. And then these cards were just good. I mean, Phoenix I made like almost every match. Unicorn made like once or twice, and Masquerena I just never used. I'm just going to quickly glance through the side deck because it's nothing too major. It's just a pile of cards at this point, basically. One red resonator because I like to synchro summon. 3 copies of Nibiru. 3 copies of Dark Ruler. I mean, nothing really too crazy here. This is just your very standard side deck, I think, for Spright that you may see. I mean, even if you are still watching Spright videos, but 3 of those. 2 Cyclones, 1 Feather Duster. I was opting to just play the 1 Feather Duster as opposed to just playing 3 Cyclone. I didn't even use the Feather Duster. I actually just used Cyclone. It was just significantly what was popping up in my opening hands, so it is what it is. And then 3 Evenly Matched and 2 Dimensional Barrier. So basically what I would have done if I had access to my thrusts that weren't being lent out, I would have just probably cut like a Dark Ruler, cut it evenly, and just play 2 thrusts and then just keep everything else the same. But I didn't get to test that theory. It is what it is. That's really going to do it for the deck profile, guys. I mean, if you really want to see like video like going deeper into this, please let me know. But I don't know, I kind of just wanted to play my favorite deck again, and I got to do that, so that was really cool. But the deck was really good. I mean, the deck can only go so far. I mean, there's still level 2s at the end of the day, so you can't really do anything too off the wall crazy, but I still feel like this deck can compete, and it did pretty good today. So I mean, I just felt like, why not keep trying it? But we are still just waiting for a ban list, and once we do get that ban list, I think we're just going to have a plethora of decks to upload on the channel to give you nice updates on. But other than that, that's really going to go ahead and do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you think there's anything that I should switch in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, this has been Papa, and I will catch you all in my next video.